name is Anna and welcome back to my knitting channel. Today I have a regular knitting podcast for you where I will share my finished objects, works in progress and any acquisition made during the months of May. Today is 11th of June as I'm recording, so I'm a little bit behind, but I was thinking I still would like to record and share with you what I was working on, even though it wasn't much. I was traveling to Ireland for 2 weeks of May, so there was a lot of things to get done back in Ireland and back at home, so I didn't have much time to work on any of the projects, but still, there is something to share with you and that's what I would like to do today. But let's begin with what I'm wearing today. This is one of very few summer items that I have knit in the past. It's a Sailor Swift tank top by Kika. I knitted last summer and it's knitted with drop saffron in this beautiful yolk yellow kind of color number 11, and this is 100% cotton, and per 50 grams you get 160 meters. I use 3.5 balls of this, so it's like 175 grams for a top in size L. I needed size L's not to be too tight. Overall I really like this cotton and the pattern and the design in total, and the way Kika writes her patterns. It was my first time ever working with one of her patterns and I really liked it, and I have a few more on my wish list to hopefully get to one day. But this top is very lovely. I'm really happy with this top. I hope to wear it this summer. We have a chillier day today outside, so I'm able to wear it this top. I definitely would like to knit another version in the stripe version. This is actually the original version knitted by Kika is the stripy Sailor Swift, so it's like a sailor kind of top. Now, without further ado, let's begin with my finished objects. I only have 2 projects for you today, and they both are socks. As I said, I didn't have much time to knit on my project, so there is no garments to share with you. So let's begin with the pair that I showed you in the last podcast, and it was a pattern that I was working on, and now it's finished, it's test knitted and actually out, and you could purchase if you would like on my Ravelry. I will leave the link in the description below. And this is the Killa socks. They look like a plain vanilla socks, and they are. The only kind of interesting thing about them, well, not only, but one of the main interesting things about it, it's knitted toe up and the heel is mostly knitted in the round, so it's very great for multicolored yarn, for example, as I used one here, because it doesn't really break the pattern of the color changes, so it's not very noticeable when you knit this way. And the second benefit of knitting toe up, it means you could use up all the yarn you have. For example, if you have a limited option, or if you combine like multiple leftover or something, you could knit it all the way as much your yarn permits. And I actually did that with the pair I showed you in the last podcast, which is this one. I hope you could see. So I only had limited amount of this multicolored yarn, and that allowed me to knit it all the way up as far as I could go, literally to the last 20 centimeters of the yarn, and then just did the bind off and ribbing. So this is the Killa socks. I have 3 versions of them. As I told you, I really like this design, so in this case as well, they look quite long because I wanted to use up all this colored yarn I had to the 0. Again, this pattern allows you to do so. If you wish, you could do the contrast toes, heels, ribbing. Again, it's how your imagination permits. You could change it as much as you like, but this is the version that I knitted last month, and it's knitted with a very beautiful hand-dyed yarn, and it's hand-dyed by my friend Finely Fibers on Instagram. She's the indie yarn dyer based in Cork, Ireland, and we actually dyed this colorway together when I visited Ireland back in February. And this colorway just reminds me of strawberry ice cream with a lot of chocolate syrup on top. I like it because it has a color in it, but it's not too vibrant. And again, as I said a second ago, it looks great in the socks because the pattern of the colors doesn't break significantly on the heel. The heel is done with increases, short rows and some decreases, and this way the heel fits really well on all type of feet. If you have wider or not over feet, so everyone could find their perfect fit. The ribbing is 3x1 with very elastic bind off. You have the opportunity here to change it as you like. Do for example 2x2 ribbing or any other way, 1x1. It's up to you. So yeah, this is killer socks for you. And that was my first finished project, a pair of socks. The second one is another pair of socks that I needed for my challenge, the leftover sock loop, where I need a pair along with some other people who decide to join me in this channel this year, where we need a pair of socks each month using the leftovers we have in our drawer. So this month's prompt was something nature inspired, and I was starting on the socks as I was going to Ireland, and I was thinking to actually take a green yarn, but just last minute as I was about to take my bag and leave for the airport, I changed my mind because I didn't like have two shades of green, because I was combining multicolor and solid color yarns, have they look together. So I was thinking the tonality was a bit too different, and it just looked too, it didn't go, I felt like it didn't go well together. So last minute I decided to change it and grab a different yarn, and I was thinking, okay, what else I associate Ireland with sea, so I decided to take blue color with me. And I knitted this pair of very basic sock. I kind of followed my own pattern that's called my first ever socks, which are the basic top-down socks with a heel and gusset. Yeah, so very standard. One thing I added is a little like rolled edge here at the end before changing to 2x2 ribbing. Then I used multicolored yarn along the whole feet and made contrast heel, toes and ribbing. Both yarns, the solid color and the multicolored, it's Hobby Unicorn. I don't remember the colors, but I leave them on the screen. I had the leftovers. This blue one I knitted a pair of socks before. The multicolored I knitted gloves for myself a while back. So I feel like those two paired very well together, and I just knitted this pair of socks. One thing to mention about these socks, Killa socks. The Killa socks weighed 62 grams and this blue pair weighs 63 grams. Both of them knitted for the most of the part on 2.25mm needles, magic loop technique. For the ribbings and toes I used 2mm needle. So yeah, that's two pairs of socks. That's all I have for you for the finished project this month. I hope the next one will be more productive, because I will show you now in the next section on works in progress that there is few garments that get in very close to being finished item. So now then move on to the work in progress. Let's start with the project I took with me to Ireland, as well as the socks I just showed you before, and I was working on Sora cardigan by Teenage Knitwear. This is the test knit I'm doing for this designer, and here's my garment. The body of the cardigan is done. I finished it in Ireland and I still didn't get to start on the sleeves. Actually I did, but I made an error and miscalculated the stitches, so I had to unravel and we'll start again. But basically this is a top-down construction of a cardigan. You start at the back panel where you have this cabled and lacy design. You do some short rowing for the back, and then you knit all the way to armpits. Here you make some increases, and then you will pick up for the front, left and right front parts. Again, there is featured some lace pattern in here. You have your buttonholes, and overall the neck shaping is kind of squared. I won't call it completely square, but it's quite squared, which looks interesting. You don't see many designs with like squared necklines, in a nice way squared. So yeah, it has this nice simple lacy cabley pattern in the front, both the fronts and the back, and on the shoulder stitches here. And all the edging is done with an I-cord, and it's done like from the top all the way around to the next top, and then you saw it actually it starts at the bottom, but it goes all the way around. So there was a lot of I-cord knitting. I thought I'm never gonna finish. I'm not a big fan of I-cord knitting, but yeah, that's what it is in here, and I think it looks quite nice. Like adds simplicity and kind of minimalistic look in comparison to all this like lacing and stuff. There's a lot of details, already a lot going on, so it's nice to have something simple around. So now I have sleeves. I think I will try it on in a second and insert here for you how it looks on me, but again, it's not washed, it's not blocked, so it does not look as great because these panels, the pattern should be opening up a lot because I made a swatch and I know it will look differently, it will stretch out a lot and the I-cord will stop rolling. So yeah, that's my progress. The body is done, sleeves to go. I'm not a big fan of sleeve knitting, so that's why it's kind of sitting and waiting. But let me tell you about the yarn I'm using. So I'm using a yarn from Onling that was sponsored for the test knit, and I have two quantities from them. First one is Onling number 4. This is their organic merino wool in fingering weight. It's 50 grams, around 200 meters, and the color I'm using 54. I think it's called Green Army. So I'm using one stand of this, and then the second one is this thin, extremely thin thread. I don't know if you could see on the camera, from Onling as well, and this is their, look at the state of this label. So it's Onling number 13, and this is their, where is it? Here it's 95% 95% wool and 5% cashmere, and per 80 grams, which one comes in 80 grams, it's 1,600 meters, so it's extremely thin, and the color I have is 054 Melange. And I have two of this, so I'm combining two strands of this thin lace together with one strand of this merino together, and I'm knitting on needles number 4. It's the same needles that recommended in the pattern. And for the I-cord I used, I think 4 millimeters as well, I can't remember now. But yeah, I'm knitting on the 4 millimeter needles with this yarn, and as you could see, I am almost done. Now the next project, I think in my opinion, is the one that grew the most since the last time we seen each other. At that time it was barely on the beginning stage. It's a top-down construction as well, so there was only like a little bit of the back panel and the shoulder panel done, and now I have, actually let me put that on the hanger as well. This is my Lydiara sweater. I don't remember how to pronounce. I'll show the designer here. But I know it's a Lydiara sweater, and this is the second test knit I'm doing at the moment. And this gorgeous, gorgeous cable, all cable sweater with the ribbing and neckline done in 1x1 twisted rib. It's, I won't say it's labor of love, but it's quite intense. Like, as you could see, there is a lot of cabling, and it's not, I don't want to tell exact details because obviously it's a pattern, but it's not just twists in one of the rounds. There's multiple kind of changes and twists that you need to do, so it's not as simple as my look. And it's knitted on 4 millimeter needles. I'm knitting size L, and I'm almost done. I have one more sleeve to finish. This sleeve I actually finished earlier today, and the deadline for this pattern is in a week time, so I don't have much time to procrastinate, and I have to finish the sleeve, even though I hate knitting sleeves. One thing you might notice that the sleeves and the bottom, I think, flare out a little bit. It's because this cable pattern, it's kind of very shrinked while it's not washed and blocked, so after it will be washed and blocked, it will become a bit more like this. So it won't be that flared, but the feet of the sleeves intended to be quite loose, and overall the sweater meant to be quite loose as well. So as you can see, it grew a lot since last time. I will insert some try-on video. Hopefully I won't forget as I did last time in the last podcast. But now let me remind you about the yarn I'm using. So as I mentioned, this is a test knit, and the yarn for this project was sponsored as well, this time by Knitting for Olive. And I'm combining two of their quantities. First one is Knitting for Olive Merino in the color Eucalyptus, and this is 100% extra fine merino with 200 meters over 50 grams. And I'm combining with their Silk Mohair. This is as well in color eucalyptus. It's 70% kid mohair, 30% silk, and it's 225 meters over 25 grams. So I'm combining those two, and I'm knitting it on 4mm needles. So it's not extremely small needles knit, but it's not a very fast knit either. But I think I made quite a good progress. I'm happy how it looks out, and I really cannot wait to see how it will look after the wash, because as I said, all those cables will open up and stretch a lot. So I'm really waiting for this transformation, and if I remember, I will create a reel to just memorize this moment. But yeah, as I mentioned, the construction, it's top down, and it's very interesting. You need two separate like saddle shoulders in this cable pattern. Then you pick up stitches for the back part. You need the back panel till the armholes, then you do two separate pickups for the front. You do the neck and then join them together, knit till the armpits again, join all in the round. And why I keep saying armpits? Armholes. Okay, you knit all the way till the armholes, and then you join in the round and you're just knitting down. And then the stitches for the sleeves are picked up. There is no decreases in this sleeve whatsoever. That helps to maintain the pattern. So this is my project number 2, as you could see, almost at the finished stage. So I think next time we see each other, I'll show you as a finished object. Now let's move on to the next work in progress. My most recent cast on. I showed you a swatch for this in the last episode, and I was telling you I'm not sure what design I'm gonna choose for this yarn. I finally made my decision and I chose the Fabiani Tea, I hope I pronounced correctly, by Lenit. It's a top-down construction of this beautiful, simple, but in my opinion very elegant tea design, which is knitted top-down with, I'm not sure how you call this construction. This is not drop shoulder, I don't know. But basically you need a back piece first. You do a lot of short ropes in there and to raise the back, and then you pick up stitches here for the front. You need the front panels, a little bit of the front panels. Then you pick up stitches along for the sleeve cap. And now we're knitting all together with the sleeve cap and making increases for the neckline and for the sleeves. So it's very interesting construction. There's a lot of ends here to will be later. So I started this with the yarn called Sunny Linen by Mohair, and this is, where is it? It's 50% linen, 27 baby alpaca, 18 cotton and 5 merino wool, and it's 150 meters per 50 grams, so it's quite thin thread. And the color I have is 520 Lagoon. It's very beautiful blue, and I'm knitting all this on 3mm needles, so it's a slow process because small needles, a lot of stitches already, and it's not even done yet, like I'm not done with increases, but it's going very nicely. And I really like the feel of this yarn, and I think now with the heat outside, I feel like it's a great project for me to work with, because I don't feel warm and sweaty on my hands when working with it, because a big proportion of this yarn is linen, so it feels very nice and relaxing on my hands when knitting, and I think it will be a great project to work on when I finish this Mohair sweater. And as I mentioned before, I'm affiliate with the store that sells this yarn. It's called Nara Knit. They're based in Romania, but they shipped everywhere within the European Union. And they stock very beautiful yarn brands like Mohair, Sandnes Yarn, Cardigan Cashmere, and their new addition to the range is Pasquale. So if you would like to buy yarn from them and get 10% discount, you could use my code ANNA10 or the link in the description below, and you will get a yarn at 10% discount, and I will receive a little commission in return. So if you wanted to try any of those yarns, that's a great chance, I think, to try it with a discount. That's all I have for you in my work in progress. I do have other work in progress that I mentioned to you in my last 2 episodes, but they have not changed even by 1 stitch, so I don't see a point to keep bringing them up and keep talking about them until there is at least some kind of progress. So I only showed you the 3 projects that I've been working somewhat continuously and consistently on during the months of May. And now let's move on to my acquisitions. I was just putting all this away and I just broke my 3mm needle. This is actually a 3rd needle that I have of the 3mm. This is the Knit Pro, I think, Symphony. And I actually had them and I broke one before. I bought the 2nd set and I broke one again. And this is my 3rd needle. So I'm out of 3mm needles now. Because my Chiagu set doesn't have 3mm needle, it's only have 325 next size. Well, that happens. There is quite a few things to talk about, and let's begin with this humongous box of yarn I have received for Strucken Yarns. This is the South African brand and South African yarn that I never worked with. They just sent me a box of different options they have just to play around to see what it is, and it's a lot in here. I don't know if you can see. I'm not gonna show you every single ball that they send me. So basically some of them in multiple quantities, like 6-7 balls, some of them in fewer options, but basically what they specialize in is Mohair yarn from South Africa, and that's what they send me, the different versions they have. So you have balls in this shape with Mohair, you have like flat, more usual type. For example, this yellow one is 60% Super Kid Mohair, 40% mulberry silk, and it is 25 grams, 300 meters. For example, looks really beautiful, buttery yellow color or banana yellow. Then I have more like vibrant colors. They also send me a couple of balls like this. I'm actually not sure what's the compositions of this yarn is, because not all of the yarns have labels, so I will try them and I will let you know what I think. They sell a lot of yarn that's available for hand dyeing, so they sell like natural white bases, but they do provide some colored yarn balls. I will leave all the details about them below, but yeah, it's a big box for me to play around and see what I like or don't like about it. One of the things that was in the box is this cute little Mohair goat. Just look at it, it's so cute. I don't know if you can see. Oh my god, it's going straight on my work table, so I'm gonna enjoy this little Mohair goat. It's super cute. Yeah, thank you so much, Strucken Yarn. I will play with your yarn and see what I like or what I don't like, and will let you know if it's itchy or not itchy my hair. The next one is a few summer yarns for me to try. I don't really work with summer yarn and I don't know much about it, so I was talking to someone from Bisigarn and they sent me some things to try. So the first one is Tusat wheat from Bisigarn, and this is 50 gram over 250 meters. I want to say ball, but it's more like a cone. And this color is, if I will find the number, oh yeah, color 19. It's like nice beige brown with blue, brown and beige speckles in it. So it's a Tusat wheat that I never worked with. It's a Tusa silk. I have never worked with silk, so I'm excited to knit a swatch and see if I like it, if I have any ideas for a garment, for example, like a tee or a tank top maybe. I would love to see what the gauge is. Maybe if I hold double, I could make, for example, the Sailor Swift top. And then the second one is another option of silk that they have. I already wound it up in a cake, so let me get the ball band out. I keep the old ball bands inside usually when I wind this cane. It's Bisigarn soft silk and it's their burette silk. You get 350 meters over 100 grams and the color is 007. So it's this pink. I think it looks quite more bright and more intense on camera than it is in real life. But it's basically their burette silk. The specific noticeable thing about burette silk, it looks like a yarn that's been used many times because it has this little like nibbles kind of things in it. It does feel nice, and I decided to combine with something shiny. I don't know what was that, who thought, but I was crazy. But I also went for Cremke Stellaris Lurex. It's a viscose, polyester and metallic yarn. 25 grams have 560 meters, and the color I went for is 187. It's this like silvery pink and lavender color mixed together. So I need a swatch of these two together. I will insert a little clip over here, but I'm not happy with the tension. It's too dense. I think I picked too small needles. I think I worked on what was the lowest recommended size? 3. I think I did it on 3.5 millimeter needles, but I think I should go up to size 4. I need another swatch on 4 millimeter needles because the fabric was too dense and it just didn't feel summer. It felt like thick, woolly kind of thing. So I really need to try size up the needles and need another swatch and see if I like it. I already have idea what kind of t-shirt I want to knit with this. I even have a pattern. It's called the Holiday Tee from Hollywood. Now the last one is the box of, I don't know if you could see, a red beautiful alpaca yarn. I won it in a giveaway that was on Instagram, and I don't know how. I was so lucky and I won this box of 8 balls. The brand called Miraya Almapura. They I think based in Austria, if I'm correct. So they specialize on alpaca yarn. I think that's the only yarn they have in their range at the moment. In I think 8 different colors. I went for Rojo, the red one, and it's color C806, made in Peru. It's 100% baby alpaca, and we have 100 meters over 50 grams, recommended needles 4 millimeters, and you're meant to get 22 stitches over 10 centimeters. It's soft, it does not itch or spike or bite. So yeah, I want this beautiful yarn. I had the option to choose any yarn color I like. I went for the red because I wanted to knit myself some red vest for a long time, so I think I'm gonna turn this into a vest. That's all I had for you today. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. I hope you stayed till the end. If you did, thank you so much. I'm really happy that you're here, that you joined me. If you would like to support me and my channel, then please click like button and subscribe to my channel. If you would like to buy my killer socks, then I will leave the Ravelry pattern link in the description below. And just wishing you all the beautiful summer months ahead. So happy knitting!